Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew a straight fitted long skirt. So to see through till the end of this video, stay put and don't forget to like and please guys, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. So guys, the necessary measurement we'll be needing for this skirt is the waist measurement, our hip depth, very important, our hip depth, the hip of your client, and the length of the skirt. So I'll go ahead to mark those measurements. So guys, the length of the skirt is 39. Okay, I'll go ahead to cut this out. I'll go ahead to cut this out first. Take note guys, since the skirt is a high waist skirt, it's going to have a band, a high waist skirt. I'll be offing 1.5. We'll be taking 1.5 off the main measurement of the skirt. As you can see what I'm doing here, I'm taking 1.5 of the main measurement of the skirt to take my vertical measurement. So I said the length of the skirt is 39. I'll be marking, instead of me to mark my 39, I'll add extra 2-inch allowance for folding and joining seam. So I'll be marking what? 41. Remember our off is still there. So I'll be marking 41. 41 because we'll be folding and we'll be joining. So I'll mark 41. Then after that, still offing 1.5, I will be marking the hip depth. To know your hip depth of your client, you can measure it. My client is tall, so I'll not be using normal 8. I'll use 9 instead because my client is tall. So I'll use 9. Just like this. Remember, this is the waist, this is our border. Okay guys, so I went ahead and marked the hip depth to be 9. Remember, still offing 1.5. Don't forget that because that's the band. So I'll be taking my horizontal measurement now. So for the waist of my client's waist is 43. Divide by 4. I have 10 3/4. So I'll be marking 10 3/4 here on my waist side with 2-inch allowance, sewing seam allowance. You can use 1.5, but I like using 2-inch. 2-inch doesn't fail me at all, so I'll be using 2-inch allowance. Then coming down to the hip depth, so we'll be taking our hip measurement. So the hip of my client is 52.5. Divide by 4, I have 13 1/4. 13 1/4. Carefully, I mark 13 1/4 here with my 2-inch sewing seam allowance. That's for the hip. Then coming down, guys, coming down to the knee, to the leg of the downside of the dress, for it to have that pence effect, I'll be minusing the hip measurement by 2. You can minus by 1 depending on how pence you want it to be, but I want this to be quite pensed, so I'll be minusing by 2. Minusing 52.5 by 2, I have 50.5. 50.5 divided by 4 will give me 12 3/4. Mind you, after marking that 12 3/4, you're not putting any sewing seam allowance. You're just marking the 12 3/4. So this is my 12 3/4. No joining seam allowance, mind you. So guys, I'll go ahead to join all the dotted lines. We don't want this to be too curvy because it will not let us start giving that ear. So take your ruler. If you don't have your ruler, you can use your free hand. So it's quite advisable to use ruler in most cases. So take your ruler and mark carefully. So like this is it. This is a straight skirt, fitted skirt. Nothing serious about it. It's very easy. I'll go ahead and cut off camera. So guys, I went ahead to cut this out. As you can see, this is what I have. I've placed it on another fold of the same fabric to cut for the back. If you should watch closely, you will see this space. There's a space here. This is the front. Then there's a space here. This space is my zipper allowance. This is a zipper allowance. So you have to keep 1-inch space for the zipper allowance. Note something very important, guys. Whenever you're cutting your material, this is very important. Whenever you're cutting the dress, that you want to sew. Take note of the pattern of the material. The pattern of the material, your material placement matters a lot. So take note of it. As you can see, this is facing up. If I didn't take note of this, I would have bent this thing down and it will not be fine. So you should take note of the material, the patterns of the material is very, very important. Then place them well. So I'll go ahead to cut this, trace this out. Remembering we have 1 inch allowance extra for what the zipper seam. This is for the back. So I'll be tracing the back with the front. So guys, after cutting, this is what I have. This is my front side. This is the front of the skirt. While this is my back, I went ahead to open the back because of the zip. So this is my back. So I'll go ahead to trace this same thing I've cut on my lining, then sew and turn with the lining with the back. Don't know how to sew and turn with a lining. I'll be making a very special video on how to sew and turn with a lining. So guys, as you can see, I went ahead to cut the lining for each of them. I'll go ahead to the sewing machine and join the lining with the main fabrics. So guys, as you can see this, I have gone ahead to join the lining with the main fabric. As you can see, this is the front and this is the two back. So I'm going ahead to the sewing machine to shape it, then I'll be back. Guys, this is it after shaping. I went ahead to put my zip. I've put my zip. As you can see, this side of the zip I left excess because remember the skirt has a band, so we'll be attaching the remaining part of the band on this side of the zip. Don't forget that. So I put my zip. Your zip, you can do your zip to be like 8 inches or 9 inches depending on how tall your client is. So I use the 9. My client is quite tall. As you can see, this is the skirt. So next thing is the band. I went ahead to measure the waist of my skirt and cut exactly. Remember we off 1.5 for the band, so I cut 3.5 wideness, the width 3.5, then the length of the band is like the length of the skirt. Don't forget that, guys. So I'll go ahead to put my wadding or gum stain, whatever one you choose to use. I'll go ahead to gum my gum stain on this, then sew it round. So guys, as you can see, I went ahead to gum the wadding, the gum stain with the fabric and folded it into 2. This is 4. By the time I sew with 1/2 inch, I'll be having 3.5, measuring almost 3, almost like if you want to measure the band again, we'll have like 1/4. No, sorry, 1/3, yes. So that's why you open. So this, you go ahead to sew it round, attach it to the waist of the skirt. I'll go ahead to do that now. So guys, this is it. After joining, this is what I have. I'll weave this side. If you want to leave it, you can still leave it. So this is the back. I've attached the zip to the band. This is it, guys. This is it. This is just it. Very easy, very simple steps on how to cut the straight skirt. So guys, to see more of those videos, like and please guys, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.